When I joined up, it was in 1950, and all the instruction and the general attitude was a continuation of World War II, and the equipment and the weapons were just the same, and the airplanes were maybe a little more advanced, but not much, and the Navy was the same. But the Army was populated with veterans with World War II experience, and as was the staff at the various schools that we went to. The training that we got was general military training, same as they give recruits in any corps, and then the other 2 years were the special corps training. The militia had a huge number of veterans in it, and everybody knew everybody else because the people staying in the regulars had served with a lot of the militia people, and in particular the senior militia people. The people who were senior in the militia at the time, it was certainly much lower key than it was for the regulars, and so the social life was more prominent, and the militia developed the attitude of being Saturday night soldiers, and there was a very not uncooperative, but a little bit tense relationship between the regulars and the militia. Not so much about the officers and the senior NCOs as the troops themselves. The training that we were able to give the militia soldier was the same as the regular force fellow got, except that he was only exposed to it 2 or 3 hours a week, and the regular force fellow lived it 24 hours a day, so that they were a bit resentful or a bit envious, and the militia soldiers who wanted to be more intense could go and join the regulars. And there was an attitude developed later on, not at that point in time, but later on, where the personnel were supposed to be interchangeable, all one Army, and not reserve or regular, but just all one Army. And but if you really think about it, after you get to be a platoon sergeant, that's about as far as the crossover can take place with any degree of efficiency. Those of us who thought about it had no illusions that we could run a regular force infantry battalion. The big difference, of course, between the regulars and the militia was the type of training. The regulars, of course, were training to tactics, fight, and defend themselves and so on, whereas with the militia was largely individual training to give the soldiers some smattering of military knowledge, and so that he could, at least stand more of a chance than the civilian with no training at all. The officers in the militia, my job, for example, I eventually commanded, my job was administrative, as it was with district and area, was administrative. As far as the tactics were concerned, the field officers and the regulars, they did the tactics, and the militia was the administrators. The individual soldiers could cross over easier than the officers could.